Hey folks, Crazy Climber here again, and this time we're going to look at game number 15 in our 20 from 1991 series, and this is a very humorous scrolling platform adventure game featuring a couple cavemen, and this is called Caveman Ninja, and this was created by Data East in 1991, and it wasn't super popular, but popular enough to definitely have multiple home ports. But you can play two-player simultaneous play in this game. There are a couple of cavemen trying to get back at this enemy tribe that has kidnapped your women. And the cavemen are known as Joe and Mac, and that is also a title for this game, Joe and Mac. Or maybe Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja. And you don't really resemble ninjas at all, but you have various weapons at your disposal, and of course this is set in the Stone Age. And there's some pretty interesting level design, and you battle various cavemen, dinosaurs, pterodactyls, etc. It's kind of reminiscent of the game WONDERBOY or HUDSON'S ADVENTURE Island, in that your life bar will continually deplete over time, and you must eat food items to gain your strength back. And if you run out of life, whether you didn't eat enough food or if the enemies hit you, you will die, you will lose life. And there is no way that I know of getting any extra lives, not through the score, not through extra one-up icons or whatever. And the backstory here is you see them, one of the enemy cavemen struggling to bring the big fat one out of the tent. But we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to play very, very little of two-player simultaneous play. You can probably guess what it's like. One thing that you might have noticed in the demo is that you can actually have one player land on the shoulders of the other, and you can walk around carrying them, or you can grab them and throw them, I guess. There are various weapon power-ups that you can get, and one of them is I think I read that it's actually like a tooth from a dinosaur or something. This also has a little bit of a feel of ghouls and ghosts, in that you can fire upwards from below, and there will be a number of areas where you can jump up to a higher floor, or you can drop down to a lower floor by pressing up and jump or down and jump. And now we have boomerangs, and you can charge for a stronger shot. Hold down the attack button for a few seconds, and your character's arm will swing around, and then when you release, you'll have a much stronger shot, and use that against the bosses. You'll make the boss fights a lot quicker. And the first boss here is a big old T-Rex. He's powerful enough to make the ground shake and make the platform you're standing on drop lower and lower. Now early on, at least, you can survive with just using your regular attacks. This also bears similarities to TOKI, in that you can bounce on the enemies' heads, most enemies, and you can bounce on boulders that some of the enemies roll at you. You reclaim the women that were kidnapped one at a time by beating the bosses. So you can bounce on top of the enemies. Most of the enemies, it seems, will leave some sort of food item. And sometimes you'll come across a bottle of hot sauce, and I think that gives you temporary invincibility, and you burn any enemy that you touch. Watch out for this water spout here. If you don't think that you're going to be able to make a jump, hold up and jump, you will notice a considerable difference in height that you will be able to achieve. I might have seen this once at a nickel arcade. I think I did. But I have seen the home ports like NES, Genesis, Super Nintendo, and here's this boss is a Venus flytrap. He will spit out little baby seeds that grow into more enemies. Watch out for his tentacles or vines. It's not a terribly hard game. There's definitely ways to succeed against all the bosses. I did not do a full playthrough of this game. In fact, later on I put in cheats so that I could finish it. And at some points there will be alternate paths you can take. There will be path A or path B. We will look at all the paths, or at least snippets of them. Well, I hope you all had a good weekend. Hope the weather's gotten much better for you than it had in recent weeks, in which you might have lost power or had your pipes freeze or something. I was fortunate not to have lost power or been without water for some time. It was just like a day or two. I've got everything back now. And this stage takes place in the treetops, and there will be some very annoying beehives. Now, something I didn't mention is that sometimes pterodactyls, or maybe the cavemen, will have these giant eggs. And you can break open the eggs, and there might be something useful, like a new item or a new weapon. And sometimes it's an enemy pterodactyl, and you'll need to not be close to it or it'll hit you. And this weapon that I have is like a clone of yourself. And once you destroy a hive, then there's one last burst of bees that come out of it. And here is a pterodactyl boss. Every weapon that you have can be charged. Hold down the fire button for a few seconds. There are a number of bosses that will be seen on other stages too, especially like the alternate levels that you didn't go on the first time through. Yeah, you can definitely cause damage with your regular attack on the boss, but it's so much better if you can charge your attack. That's not always going to work. Sometimes the boss will be too quick. It won't stay in position long enough or something. So definitely be prepared to use your regular attack too, but the charge attack is so much better. And there, I beat him. You can kill the boss and yourself at the same time, and you'll have to restart that boss fight, which sucks. There's like a halfway point on each level, and then there is the start of the boss fight that you'll be sent back to if you lose a life. Yeah, keep getting those food items if you can help it. So yeah, the weapons that you can get, there is a bone axe that you start with, and if you lose a life and you have a different weapon, you will start back with that. The can of Coke is definitely an item you want to collect. That'll restore a lot of your health, if not all of it. There is a tooth that is a weapon. There is a clone version of yourself that you shoot out. Another caveman that you shoot out when you press the fire button. There is a stone wheel that you can collect. Yeah, you can't really seem to get between those two water spouts and not get hit. And there is a boomerang, and there is a fireball, and then there is an electricity charge. And he waves to the player if you sit still. And now this is oops, I was almost out of energy. This isn't really a boss. Well, maybe kind of it is. It's just a bunch of prehistoric fish that pop up out of the water. I don't know where a really safe place to sit is. See, I'm still getting hit. There is definitely ways to avoid each boss and predict a safe way to beat them. But I didn't study all of them nearly enough. Kind of interesting that your weapon won't go below the platform that you're on here, so you have to hit them as they come out of the water to the platform. Kind of interesting that the cavewoman just got out of her bonds on her own. There's the fireball. There's these electric fish that you gotta watch out for. But again, remember, press up and jump to do the high jump. That is super important on a lot of the boss fights. You need to get height because they're very, very big. And this part reminds me of kind of Earthworm Jim, where there's a scene where you drop down, albeit on sort of a bungee cord. But on this, you gotta watch out on your left and right for enemies trying to hit you, and there will be these pretty impressive technology for Stone Age with the guys that fly those helicopters and throw bombs at you. This part's not so hard up to this point, just turning left and right and trying to hit these pterodactyls and getting the food items that they leave so that you can replenish your life bar. But here's where it gets hard. There's these birds that shoot these projectiles at you. If you were almost to the end, then the game will just start you on the boss here, which is very nice. And this boss is actually not that hard. You just charge your attack, and then you jump up and turn around and fire it at him before he has a chance to spit water at you. And even if he does spit the water, just do a high jump and turn around, and you'll probably be able to clear the water from hitting you. If you give him enough opportunity, he may have an extra attack where I can't remember if fish jump out the water at you or something like that, but I didn't give him that opportunity. The animations in this game and just kind of the general humor have won me over. I like this game. Yeah, this had an NES, Genesis, and Super Nintendo ports, I believe. I don't think I played any of them, but I do like this game. This is kind of fun. Yeah, you can bounce even on those giant boulders. And this part takes place in a volcano type of area. Watch out for some of these platforms sinking low enough to drop you into lava. You don't automatically die if you fall into an abyss or in the lava, but you get a hot foot. Here's another alternate path, A or B. At the very end of the game, there is path A, B, or C, and you will get one of 3 different endings. There's nothing special about the endings, really. Just mildly humorous. And yes, sometimes if you get hit by a boulder, death. Sometimes if you get hit by a boulder, you will be squashed small, and the height on your jump will be greatly diminished, and it'll really suck if you're in the middle of a boss fight. I neglected to continue right here, put in my initials, but we will see snippets, like I said, of the rest of the stages. Hey, I made first place. That is Caveman Ninja, and again, this is also known as Joe and Mac, or Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja. I believe it was just Caveman Ninja in the US for the arcade release. And there's me squished. And this boss, I like his cartoony expression when the boss makes an appearance. This boss is a giant spiny creature, and sometimes it bounces, and I don't know its bounce pattern. Now, if you take too long with your charge attack, then your caveman might be exhausted, and the charge attack will fail. Damn it! Ooh, I still hit him even though he was in his rolling spine ball form. And now we do sort of a bonus stage where you can collect as much food items as you can, which is kind of nice. And then he should have died from that fall. There is just the boss fight down here, and you fight a mastodon, giant elephant creature with giant tusks. And you want to try to hit the tusks. Not so much his eyes or his head, but his tusks. And eventually you will break off his tusks. And he plucks up boulders from the ground to chuck at you, and his stomping will make rocks fall from the ceiling as well. Oops, I got small. Yeah, here is where I put on the infinite life cheat. At least one of the bosses can automatically kill you with a certain attack. And we'll look at that later. Whoops. Well, maybe sometimes you can hit his face and hurt him. Like the exaggerated expressions, not just from your character, but from the boss characters or other characters. Very, very cutesy and very silly sense of humor. I dig it. And then we saved another one of the cavewomen. Yeah, to me this has a very strong TOKI kind of feel. It had a goofy humor, goofy expressions, and you could bounce on the enemies' heads. Those dinosaurs, those little pink dinosaurs, whatever color they are, I hate them. They're really annoying, and they show up a lot more now. Yeah, those lightning bolts are annoying too. And those birds that shoot some sort of projectile at you, I hate them too. Did you folks set aside any, or have any resolutions? I don't do that sort of thing. I know there's things I need to do. I'll think of them and I'll try to get them done over the year. But I'm not going to say something like, oh, I want to lose weight, or I want to go to Mexico or some far-off country. No, I don't do that sort of thing. I don't care. We'll scoot forward. This is a dinosaur boss. You can drop down from the branch that I'm on, and if you were smarter at fighting this boss than I am, then you probably want to do that. And when you hit it like square in the face with a big strong attack, its body will explode and then it'll reform until its energy is completely depleted. We're just going to take path A for now, but we will see the path B, or B course, the B courses later on. Yeah, here we have this dinosaur graveyard, and there will be some bridges that you go on top. And it's best to go on top of them rather than under them, because your movement is greatly hindered if you're underneath them. There will sometimes be large-sized fruits that you can collect, and that'll give you energy, much more energy than the smaller fruits. And here we have this boss again, only this time we've got those annoying helicopter guys dropping bombs, plus this dinosaur spits out the baby pink dinosaurs, or whatever color they are, that hop around. And this is the final stage, and you go inside the dinosaur, inside its body, and you just face the boss right away. Now there are two ways to beat this boss. The boss is very quick and very annoying. He's some sort of lizard man thing. And he will make these maggots, spit out these maggots. And you can't duck and shoot them. You have to hop on them to kill them. But you can either kill the lizard man by shooting him, or you can shoot that heart. Shooting the heart might be quicker and easier, but you still have to contend with those stupid maggots. Touching the heart will hurt you, so make sure that you don't touch the heart. Yeah, he'll eventually spit up enough maggots that it's going to be really hard to concentrate on a target. But yeah, he dies. Somehow he's connected to that heart. So if you shoot the heart enough, he dies. And there is the top of the three choices for an ending. And we get an ugly cave woman with a giant nose and a flower from the earlier boss. And our heroes run away from her. And that's what you get for that top floor ending, or the next floor down ending. You get some really hideous woman trying to chase after you. And then the bottom one, I'll just spoil it. It has all the sexy cave women that you freed running after you. Shouldn't be wanting to run away from them. But that is Caveman Ninja, not Cavemen Ninja, because maybe you're not going to play two-player. And again, there's really no ninja type of mastery that they seem to display. It's just that I guess the name ninja, like Ninja Gaiden or Ninja Warriors or whatever, was popular with gamers, so they just threw that in there, I guess. That is Caveman Ninja, also known as Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja, or maybe just Joe and Mac. But we're going to look at the B courses now. And there's the one for beating the giant Venus flytrap, or whatever that is. That giant Venus flytrap can actually grab you with its vines and pull you into its mouth and eat you for an instant kill. So this B course and I'm using the stone wheel weapon. This has boulders coming down from all the floors, and they obey the laws of physics. So if you have a slightly upward tilting platform, the boulders will roll down it at you. And at the top of this is another fight against it. Whoops. Is another fight against a giant pterodactyl. But it's a little harder this time around. Yeah, if you fall into an abyss or a fire pit, I think you lose exactly half of your life. If you use like a giant charge or a large attack with your charge, yeah, then the pterodactyl will fly at you real quick. I mean, assuming you hit him, so you gotta jump. So that makes it harder, but I killed him there. But yeah, we're just gonna look at all the B courses now. Have you folks ever seen this game in the arcades? Yeah, I think I only saw it at a nickel arcade once. And so yeah, we go to this same type of stage and beat those whatever type of fish. Those are supposed to be prehistoric fishes. And then from here we will take the B course. Even if you kill this electric fish, whatever it's supposed to be, there'll be another one taking its place shortly after C. And then here you get to ride this dinosaur's head. You cannot turn around. So if an enemy gets behind you, be ready to do a high jump to avoid it. As far as the weapon I'm a biggest fan of, I don't know, I kind of like the clones. The stone wheel might be my favorite. That really seems to put a big old hurt on the bosses if you can get a charge shot to hit them. Charge shots are not always gonna be the way you want to kill a boss. Those boomerangs are really helpful on this stage because if you drop down, then the boomerangs you threw can go behind you and nail the pterodactyls that were trying to sneak up on you. Yeah, if you're close to the end of a stage like this, then if you die on your next life, you will start at the boss here. And this boss, yeah, we fought him earlier, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Once you get used to him, he's actually quite simple. You just have to use a high jump to avoid his water projectiles. You will not always be able to hit the boss with a... oops! Sometimes the boss will appear in a place where you're not ready for him and you'll get hurt. That kind of sucks. That's not... And sometimes you're on the side where he shouldn't be appearing. And it doesn't matter, he does anyway. I don't know what all those green marks are under your life bar. I don't know what that is. If you know, please leave a comment. Maybe it's like a progress bar as to how far you got through the level or something. I don't know. The size of the hero's head compared to the cavewomen is ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know what those green marks were. But here is another B course. I love the animation of them getting their butts burned. That's not lava on that lower floor, so you can walk on that safely. Yep. And fills up with fire, so you better get out of there. And here's another boss fight with Mr. Spiny. I have no idea what the names for the bosses are. Ah, dang it. We'll just scoot forward to me beating him. And then dropping down for another bonus stage, or brief moment where you can collect all the fruits. Well, you can't collect them all, you're falling too fast. Yeah, I really should have killed him, that long drop. Or at least his feet would be sore as hell. Here's another fight with the mastodon. And we'll zip forward to me having beaten him. What are your Super Bowl plans? I don't know that I'm gonna throw anything special. I usually do, but probably not this time. I don't give a damn about any of the teams that are gonna be in either of the teams that are gonna be in the Super Bowl. Nobody won that I wanted to. That includes the Lions. I really wanted them to get to their first Super Bowl. Oh well. Yeah, with the invincibility cheat on in MAME, I just gave less of a shit about playing well, so I got kind of clumsy. But I love that you can fire upwards. Better with some projectiles than others. Giant bug-eyed cartoony look. I don't know if the giant T-Rex can well, I guess it's a regular sized T-Rex maybe. I don't know if it can kill you in one gulp. There's me shooting Lizard Man enough times to kill him instead of taking out that heart. And we're going to look at the second ending here. It's another ugly cave woman. This time she's got giant lips. And she's fat. Maybe she was the one that was knocked out. Oh no, I think that was the first one, the first ending we saw. I think that one was the one that enemy caveman struggled to bring out of the tent. And now this is all the hot ones that you rescued. Why would you want to run away from them? Stay there and have an orgy. But that was Caveman Ninja. We don't need to see the whole ending. And here's a little bit of two-player action. Yeah, one player can stand on the other player's shoulders. I'm not sure how the other player throws him. Yeah, you want to make use of the high jump when going up that ledge there. Otherwise you might fall in the water and get hurt. You can't hurt each other. And here's one of us dying instant kill from the Venus flytrap thing. He spits out his bones. Gross. Well, that was Caveman Ninja, also known as Joe and Mac. Caveman Ninja by Dad East in 1991, game number 15 in our 20 from 1991 series. Well, I hope you join me soon for game number 14. Bye-bye, everybody. Bring on the sun of your own.